And this is America's Rapid Dragon cargo bombers are getting a firepower boost by channel sandboxx. Yep, it's a sandboxx video and it's about Rapid Dragon. Since I watched a factoration video on it, I'm like, this is just insane flex. Just using like a cargo plane like C-130 or something. You can just drop a cargo which is like collection of missiles that's going to deploy one by one. That is some insane. That feels like one of those video game concept like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare or like some Just Cause shit, which is not real, but apparently it is. That's how much America's flexing now. Oh, by the way, let's just get generally close to the area. Use a cargo plane because nobody's gonna shoot you because you're not that close. You're just generally close, like few hundred miles away. Throw some rockets like 8, 9, 10, whatever, and they'll just they'll just seek the target. There you go. You can even drop nukes like that. Why the fuck not? It's like America's like, oh, I have to pick and choose how I'm gonna drop nukes. Which way I'm gonna do that. So this was on sandboxx, a great channel. Basically, like he knows a lot of things. He knows a lot of people. So it's gonna be interesting. Let's do it.
Force's crazy plan to turn cargo planes like the C-130 into long-range bombers may have just gotten a bit more practical thanks to the Replicator Initiative and Anduril Industries' Barracuda M500 cruise missile.
I watched an Anduril video which sounds like Lord of the Rings one, and somebody told me in the comments that it is because of it's one of the Lord of the Rings thing. That's insane.
Now, if you watch my content, you're probably familiar with the Air Force Research Lab's Rapid Dragon program, which is a palletized munition system meant to equip C-130 and C-17 cargo planes with standoff cruise missiles that they can launch from well outside the reach of enemy air defense systems. Now, the Rapid Dragon program allows a single C-130 to rapidly deploy 12 long-range cruise missiles from 2 6-weapon pallets, and the larger C-17 can actually carry 5 pallets with 9 missiles each, allowing a single Globemaster III to launch 45 long-range cruise missiles in rapid succession. And this Lockheed Martin-led program was designed around the Lockheed Martin family of AGM-158 air-breathing cruise missiles, namely the AGM-158B, also known as the JASSM-ER, and the AGM-158C, also known as the Long-Range Anti-Ship Missile, or
Okay, one thing I want to say is like I like how military defense complex people in power, basically government, are making sure that anything military related cannot be monopolized, right? Nowadays you hear about like Google has been like told to sell off Chrome because it's a monopoly. Apple has been told to do this because it's a monopoly. So in this way, Lockheed created Rapid Dragon and they created 4 that one of their missiles, right? But at the same time, Anduril's missiles can also fit this. They can like modify it that way. They didn't make it like, oh, you can only use Lockheed, nothing else, right? Just like creating this kind of an ecosystem that you only have to use Lockheed. That would make it monopoly and like harder to use. I guess that shit doesn't work in military, which is like good thing, right? Like everything can work in like one cohesion, right?
LRASM. Now, these are wildly capable weapons. Their low observable design makes them exceedingly difficult to detect or target. The JASSM-ER has a maximum range of somewhere between 500 and maybe even north of 600 miles, where it can deliver its 1,100-pound high-explosive warhead to stationary or moving targets using a variety of onboard guidance systems. Its sister missile, the LRASM, doesn't have quite as much range, at likely just a bit north of 250 miles. But these AI-enabled ship-hunting missiles can travel in packs and use their electro-optical onboard sensors and onboard artificial intelligence to identify adversary ships at sea and even hone in on the most vulnerable points.
Okay, seriously, who's leading AI again? Is it OpenAI? Because it must be, right? OpenAI, like who bought OpenAI again? Like, is it Google? Is it Microsoft? I forgot. It must be OpenAI or something like that. So are those people working with military because like, oh, it's patriotism, it's for your country type of way? That would work. Or do military people already spent so much money that like OpenAI or nobody can even compete, and their AI, which is top secret, is even more advanced. That could happen. I mean, the level of money, like 700-800 billion dollar that gets used in military AI, like they must have like biggest AI budget on the planet that even private companies don't have. So they must have like if OpenAI and everybody can have that level of like AI power and like everything we heard so far, right? All the videos and things that AI can make, that's all OpenAI and all that, right? Chat GPT. Military must have even better AI. So imagine that shit, right? You hear about the AI this, AI that. After if is getting new package that is AI powered, next generation air dominance is gonna get AI controlled drones and things, and we just like, oh, it's just another word, it's AI. Oh, okay, it's like small. No, all the AI advancement that happened in past 2-3 years, which makes it insane. Like videos nowadays really hard to find, like is this fake or real. Then you have to see something like legs and things because apparently AI have problem with that, and wait a minute, this is not real. It's getting insanely better. But imagine military's AI, like detecting and doing God knows what kind of computation. So far, like computations have become so strong nowadays because of so strong processing power, but they were all kind of like linear. You tell it something and it does that processing. Because of AI, it can think for itself and adapt and like come up with some kind of a solution on the spot. That is insane power.
Point of that vessel to engage. But this high degree of capability comes with a high cost, and Lockheed Martin has thus far struggled to rapidly expand production capacity. Each JASSM ER rings in at somewhere between $1 and $1.5 million, depending on the iteration you're purchasing. And the long-range anti-ship missiles even more expensive at roughly $3.2 million apiece. Now, current projections say the U.S. will have roughly 450 LRASMs in stock by 2026, and maybe as many as 3,600 JASSM ERs. But according to war games played out by the Center for Strategic and International Studies, if the U.S. found itself in a large-scale fight with China, it would run out of these munitions in less than a week. In fact, using that Rapid Dragon palletized launch system, you could burn through America's entire inventory of LRASMs in just 10 sorties. And while it would take as many as 80 Rapid Dragon sorties to launch all of the JASSM ERs the US would have, because these weapons can be launched from a wide variety of aircraft,
Yeah, it would run out because it's rapid. But like, would China have any defenses left? That's the question.
that would happen pretty quickly. And that is where Anduril wants to step in with their new Barracuda M500. Now, this is a part of the Barracuda line of air-launched cruise missiles that we've discussed on this channel a few times before. The M500 was actually designed specifically with Rapid Dragon in mind, with the aim being to field a lower-cost, easier-to-produce weapon that you could supplement these JASSM ERs and LRASMs with so that you don't expend the entire stockpile in the first week of the fight. Now, like the JASSM ER, the M500 has a range of north of 575 miles, but it carries a much smaller payload at just around 100 pounds, which is really small compared to the JASSM ER's 1,100 pound warhead, but it's worth noting that's still 5 times the explosive power of a Hellfire missile. Now, the M500 is about 13 feet long, and it's got around an 8 to 9 inch diameter, making it roughly 1 foot shorter than the JASSM ER and around 18.
Okay, why did they made this like a triangle type size? More people are like, what a dick. Why don't make a round like all missiles have been made? Like, I'm pretty sure like Hellfire is round, right? Wouldn't that like cause issues with fitting in places like already made like F-16s and F-18? Like, oh, you can't really fit it because of the shape and things.
1,550 pounds lighter. But most importantly, this weapon was designed to be very easy to produce. Anduril says their production baseline for the M500 could be in the thousands because these weapons were designed to be assembled very easily with very little training.
Yeah, he talked about that, right? Like anyone can assemble it, which is like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, sure, that's good for like numbers and logistics, but doesn't that like increase error rate as well? Because like in like Anduril's factory with experts, they're assembling it. Like there's like a trust there. Like, oh, it's like made by top manufacturer, American company. It's an American weapon. It's gonna be good. But assemble, like, is that gonna be good?
using fewer than 10 hand tools. And those tools, they claim, are the sorts you'd find in any old garage, which they claim would allow them to double production capacity anytime the US needs a surge of precision munitions. And because these weapons were designed to be launched from Rapid Dragon pellets, you could use the M500 in conjunction with the JASSM ER, the LRASM, or both to create a high-low mix, saturating adversary airspace with cruise missiles of all sorts, forcing them to engage as many as possible, depleting their interceptors, taking out air defense and command and control systems, and generally making it easier for American air power to follow behind. And this is not theoretical. In fact, when I spoke to Anduril a few months ago, they told me they had already tested the M500 in conjunction with the Air Force Armament Directorate and the Defense Innovation Unit from a vertical launcher, just like Rapid Dragon. Once that weapon was deployed, it flew autonomously for around 30 minutes before striking a direct hit on a 48 by 40 inch target. In other words, this weapon isn't vaporware, it already exists. And now the Pentagon is including the M500 in what they're calling Tranche 1.2 of the ongoing Replicator Initiative, which is a whole-of-force effort to develop and field a large volume of highly autonomous systems for air, land, and sea applications to be in service by the end of 2025. And it now looks like the M500 will get its chance to shine as a part of that Rapid Dragon program.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, barracudas are like next thing, right? Replacing like Hellfires and a lot of things. Anduril stepping up, a lot of the ring shit. That is insane. Imagine that. Imagine China getting defeated because of a company called Anduril. Straight out of Lord of the Rings. Screw you over. Rapid Dragon is insane. This is the one thing I like about America. Not one thing, but one of the main things. They see simplest things, but if it works, they apply that and make something overpowered, right? Just drop cargo. Why the fuck not, right? It's like that Just Cause 3 mission where you like drop cargo and there's a tank inside. You fly through tank and attack everything. I'm pretty sure that's literally the the intro mission or some shit. Or something like that. Just drop cargo and there's like 9 pallets of missiles. There you go. Just drop over and over again like multiple cargo planes. There you go. Everything's screwed. However, that was America's Rapid Dragon cargo bombers are getting a firepower boost by channel sandboxx. If you like my reason, subscribe and I'll see you next time.